more volume.
As far as you go.
The Scorpion Marching Band, a beautiful job with our national anthem. We want to thank our pregame show sponsor tonight, Valley Imports, and welcome to us to the game now, of course. The game sponsors will have Carpenter's Real Estate with us tonight, McDonald's Restaurant, the Desert Inn, and, of course, AV Cablevision. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Bob McEwen, again, along with Mike Henderson, and we're getting ready to go with this outstanding high school game of the week on KOTE at Lancaster in the purple uniforms with white numbers and white helmets are the Desert Scorpions. They come into this ball game tonight undefeated, perfect record 3-0. They were the Inland Conference CIF champions of last year with 11-1-1 record. They won't have any more ties this year because they're going with the tiebreaker, and the Scorpions took one over Roseman in double overtime last Friday night. So the Scorpions are going to defend, and they're going to receive the ball. And Big Bear will kick it off. We got ourselves a beautiful night out here on the Edwards Air Force Base. What a campus they have out here. Rob Smith will kick off from the near hash mark on his own 40-yard line. And the deep men, of course, will be Gaskell and Gaston are deep. Smith approaches the ball and gets a high, short kick, and it's going to go to the up men. They're going to feel the ball and fumble the ball around near the 28-yard line, and it's loose momentarily, but it looks like the Scorpions, with their stingers and all, are right on top of the ball with pretty good field position. The up team were able to get over there and pounce on the ball, and they're going to get underway with good field position right near the 29. So offensively, they'll start off with the young quarterback, Scott Sands, the sophomore at 5'11", 160 pounds. The running backs are Pat Gaskell and Mike Moy out of the I. From the 29-yard line, first down, first play of the scrimmage. Sands back to throw. The left-hander throws long downfield. The man is in one-on-one coverage, and it goes incomplete, intended for Frank Hernandez. Hernandez is 5'7", 135-pound senior, and he got in one-on-one coverage, and DeVos came over there to help out on the coverage along with Steve Berry, 6', 165-pound senior. So it'll be second down for the Desert Scorpions from their own 29-yard line. Wide to the near side is Milton Johnson, only a junior. He's split. The running backs behind Sands are Gaskell and Moy out of the I. Sands with a long snap number. He gives it off to Moy right up the middle, and he bangs hard and slides to the outside over the 30 to about the 33-yard line before he's hit down. And some good running by the big tailback for the Desert Scorpions. He's a dandy at 6 foot, 213 pounds. It goes both ways. Just underway here at Edwards Air Force Base, the Desert High Scorpions have a third down and 6 yards coming up. It's out near the 33. Tight ends are Dryden and Manu each side. Sands hands it off inside to Gaskell, tries the left-hand side out near the 35-yard line. Gaskell tried to get in behind the block of Manu and Nolan. They gave him just a little bit of running room on that side, but it looks like they're still going to have about 5 more yards to go. And it'll be punting time coming up. They'll alternate their punters. Brian Russell, their number 1 punter for head coach Leroy Matthews. And Russell back on about his own 24-yard line. Gets a high snap, approaches the ball, gets up a pretty good high wobbler. Coming over and is going to take a scorpion bounce and goes out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Kicked out of bounds, and pretty good field position for the Bears from Big Bear. They're in the ANZA conference out of Big Bear. Their head coach, Mike Clifton, the record 2-1. They've had some serious injuries, too, on their football team. Brian Danielson out for the year with a knee injury. So now Tony Doborowski, the quarterback, and they move a little bit too soon. It looks like Deal got the call, and he's hit it about the line of scrimmage as the Scorpions saw it coming. Looked as though when they went out of the pro set that LaCroix and Deal had a little bit of movement just before the ball was snapped. So offensively, Bumstead the center, Manning and Davis at the guards, Caldwell and Lemma at the tackles. They'll go with the tight end, Randy Jinks. He's in there now. Keith Carroll, the wide receiver, the split end, Joey Phillips. They'll hand it off to their tailback, and that's LaCroix, and he's hit as he crosses the 40-yard line out to about the 43-yard line. Right on top of him defensively is Nolan is out there along with Manu, the linebackers in great pursuit. And Moy will also be tough to handle defensively. So they spot the ball near the 43. It'll be 3rd down and 6 yards coming up with 9 minutes and 28 seconds left. They're in the pro set in behind Doborowski. Doborowski's back to throw. He rolls out of the pocket, swings it on the pass pattern, incomplete, in and out of the hands. A good try by LaCroix, but LaCroix had the ball just a little bit behind him. So Steve LaCroix couldn't hang on to the ball, so it's going to be punting time. Doborowski will also be their punter. He'll stand at about his own 32-yard line, wait for the snap from Bumstead. Butch Gaston will be deep. He'll stand at about his own 27. Good snap, good rush. Flags are down as he gets over an end-over-end punt that's going to bounce out of bounds near about the 27-yard line, but flags are down. Could be a procedure call back upfield against the Bears. Procedure call against the Bears. 9 minutes and 15 seconds to go. We're just underway at Jones-Davidson Field on the campus of Desert High School on the Edwards Air Force Base. Beautiful evening. No wind at all. The flags are limp. And the Scorpions, since the punt wasn't very deep, they're going to decline that procedure call. They'd rather have the ball with good field position. Again, starting off like they did on their first series of downs near their own 29-yard line. Mike, they're exchanging that punting barrage so far.
Well, right now, neither team seems to be able to get any kind of offense going. You mentioned that they have a young quarterback for Des. It'll be interesting to see if once he gets his feet wet, if he'll be able to move the ball. It was an interesting ploy by the coach of the Desert Scorpions, letting him fire the ball up long on the first play, maybe just to get some of the pregame jitters out of him before and be able to run it a little bit better later on.
You think he had quite a bit of poise, didn't he?
He looked like he stands in the pocket very well under pressure.
Now they're ready to go at the 29-yard line. Sands will go fake. He's going to set up in a good fake in there to Moy. Just faked us all out. This guy can really hand the ball off. Gaston came up off of the bottom of the pile here. Pat Gaskell, 5'10", 165 pounds, and he did a good double fake as out of the lineup comes Frank Hernandez. And Milton Johnson goes right back in to replace him. A gain of about 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 to go. They're just over the 30. Call it the 31. High formation in behind the sophomore quarterback, Sands. Looks over the secondary. They go at the 5-2. He'll hand it off to Moy on the right side. Moy tries the right tackle. Not much room at all over on that side as they strung him out. Deal and Bumstead defensively along with Barry got to him, brought him down for short yardage, if anything. Now Hernandez comes back in and Milton Johnson comes off. They're alternating as the wide receivers. Third down and 6 to go. We have 8 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the opening quarter from out at Edwards Air Force Base. Chris, this is exciting out here where all the jets land.
Yes, it is, and we spent a lot of time here during the space shuttle landings, too, and we're going to do it again, I hear.
I'm looking forward to that. Here they go again now. Third and 6, 7:55. That was Chris Compton, of course, doing the switching and directing tonight. And procedure call now on the Scorpions as they had a little mix-up on the play. Mike, they're kind of just feeling each other out so far.
Well, it's a very big game for both teams, and especially for Desert, they are inexperienced. They don't want to make any mistakes early in the game, especially in their own end of the field. So it might be an interesting situation. They might just wait, see if they can play it close to the vest until they get maybe a big break, a turnover by Big Bear so that they can get the ball in Big Bear's territory, and then maybe you'll see them open it up.
Offsides, they called it, on those Scorps. So it'll cost them. It'll be now third down and 12 coming up. We might see one go up in the air from young Scott Sands. He has him in the eye behind him. He drops back to throw. He's got blocking back to the left-hander. Swings one out of the backfield, but it goes incomplete. Intended for his fullback, Pat Gaskell. Gaskell was open, but he kind of let him too much.
Well, he made a mistake in throwing. When he threw that ball, he didn't give it any arc at all. He just fired the ball like the receiver was coming over the middle. He could have lofted that ball a little bit and let Gaskell have a chance to run underneath it, like we saw last year with Power and Matchett for the Antelope Valley Antelopes, giving the ball to Marco Johnson. Same kind of situation. Put the ball up in the air a little bit, let him get a head of steam going towards the line of scrimmage and catch the ball in full stride.
Brian Russell will punt. He stands near his own 17, gets a good snap. This time he gets a wobbly end-over-end punt that's going to bounce near the 40-yard line, inside the 38, all the way down to the 37-yard line. No chance at all for Alan Azil, 5'6", 140-pound senior. He let it go. It would have been very risky to try to scoop that thing up in that type of traffic as the purple uniforms were coming down in a hurry. 7:25 to go. Good field position for the Bears out of Big Bear. Again, they come into this ball game 2-1. The Scorpions are undefeated, 3-0. They are on a tear, picking up where they left off last year when they won the Inland Conference CIF Championship. Dolborowski sends his man Carroll in motion. He'll hand it off right up over the middle, and not much running room at all, as Deal was belted just when he came across the line of scrimmage. Dion O'Mahony and Jonathan Jones, the two down tackles right up front. Jones is a big one at 6 foot, 230 pounds. Dion is 5'6", only 140, but he's extremely quick. At the defensive ends, we have Tony Embry at 5'11", 155, a senior, and Ken Modica, 6'2", 190, another senior at the other end. We'll set the rest of the secondary, the D-backs, as we go. Jenks is in the slot. They're in the eye. Dolborowski has a second down and 10 coming up. Drops to throw, pumps, throws, and it's going to be incomplete and almost picked off. Intended for Keith Carroll. And coming up from the defensive spot, Ron Manu, 6 foot, 200-pound inside linebacker, had a beat on it. He could have picked that thing off and been off to the races.
Oh, the cornerback made a mistake there in just watching the man. He knew the pass was going out to the wide receiver, but instead of watching the ball and the receiver, he just had his eyes straight on the receiver, and he missed an opportunity to intercept the ball.
We had a thief out here, Mike. Somebody ripped off my drink.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I can get that to you.
Okay, third down and 10 coming up. 6.5 minutes to go, first quarter, no score. Dolborowski is back to throw again. He might be setting up a screen. Throws. It's caught out in the flat. It's going to be, they over the 40 to the 41-yard line, and they saw that one coming. What a job defensively by the Scorpions, and they read it all the way. Great coaching by the Scorpions as they could see it coming. As soon as they felt the slip blocks coming, they just kind of dropped off and yelled screen.
That's very good defensive reaction by the Scorpions. They were right on top of the screen.
Dolborowski gets a low, wobbly punt. It's not going to have a chance for a run back. It's out near the 26-yard line. The deep man was Butch Caston, a junior at 5'11", 175, but it seems as though the punters are kicking away from the return guys.
Well, I don't know if that's the situation or just maybe they can't get the ball all the way to the return people. Right now, it's just a defensive battle. It might be, just as I was saying 2 series ago, might be who makes the mistake first to see who breaks on top in the game.
Gaskell comes out. He's being replaced in the backfield. Moy now moves up as a fullback. Vahil now is the I-back, but they take too much time. John Vahil, only a sophomore, 5'8", 145 pounds, shifts back into the I-back position. And they move Mike Moy up as a fullback, and that is a good move. Moy has tremendous size for a high school running back at 6 foot, 213 pounds, and I imagine he can move people out of the way and create some holes.
That's right, exactly right, Bob. He is awfully big to have to be in a tailback position, but in that case, I guess the coach is hoping that he gets ahead of steam. Now is in probably a little bit more comfortable position for him, where he can give some blocking support not only to the quarterback, but to a tailback coming in.
Sands sets the offense, spins around, gives it off to Moyle. No, the ball is loose momentarily as Moy just bangs straight ahead. Bobbled it momentarily when it came off of Sands, but Moy tucked it away and ran for good yardage out near about the 27. So Hernandez comes off, and Milton Johnson comes right back in as the wide receiver for these Scorpions. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Neither team now has correction on that. It'll be 2nd down and 11. 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go. First quarter, no score. They're in the pro set in behind Scott Sands. Sands with a long counter. Gives it off to Moy. Moy cracks over the right-hand side. He gets in behind Dryden and Robinson's hole, and Pence is trying to get some running room, but it looks as though they're not going to have enough with 5:11 to go.
Moy looks pretty good running inside there. He's got some good quickness and good speed. He just really doesn't have too many holes right now that the desert line is opening for them. They just can't seem to move the Big Bear defense out of the way. It might be interesting to see if they go with Sands going up on top again. If nothing else, just to loosen up the Big Bear defense.
The ball is just outside the 30-yard line. Call it the 29. 3rd down and 9. A big play here in the opening going here for the Scorpions. Sands drops to throw. The left-hander pumps once, throws out in the screen, caught by Moy. Moy breaks a tackle out over the 45 to 35, and he's hit down near the 36-yard line. Good run, but he doesn't have quite enough on that screen pattern. As the Bears were all over him, it's almost as if they could smell honey coming.
Well, even though that wasn't a first down, it's still a good play because it spreads out the Big Bear defense, and it makes them think about Sands as a passer, even though that was just a screen pass. Shows that they have to be aware of the ball up top, and that might loosen it up and spring some holes for Moy when they get the ball back next time.
We're ready to go now. Carroll is deep. He waits for Russell's punt. This time it's a high, wobbly, end over end, and it's going to be down at the 41-yard line. Good job by Alan Aziel. Way for the fair catch, and that's a smart thing to do. All coaches want that ball caught. They don't want it bouncing around.
Well, you never can tell what it'll do when the ball hits the ground. So coaches will. If you have men back there who have good hands, let them catch the ball. Give a fair catch signal and catch the ball. That way you know that the ball's not going to take any bad hops and maybe bounce into you, and then you get a fumble that way. Always catch the ball.
They spot it near the 42. 1st down. White jerseys for the Bears, the purple uniforms, the Scorpions from Desert High School. Full house backfield, and they'll give it off to their running back. That is LaCroix. He's over the left-hand side out near the 45-yard line, and the Scorpions surround him like a bandit. Bring him down. Monica is over there along with Jonathan Jones and Andre Nolan and Tony Umbre. Looks as though a flag is down, Mike, and we could have jumped just a little bit too soon.
Might see some motion in the backfield of Big Bear, and if so, that'll be a big mistake and a 5-yard penalty.
Big Bear has a multiple offense, and they go with all kinds of sets.
Well, that's one of the problems you have, especially with a young team like a high school team with a lot of multiple sets. The chance of making a mistake like that are very high, and that's just a risk you take if you take that kind of offense, and you hope that your mistakes will not outweigh the advantages you get from having a multiple offense. So it's kind of a gambling offense. You're just taking your chance that your team will be able to execute.
Chip Johnson replaces Dion O'Mahony as a left tackle. Full house backfield again. Oborowski's back to throw. Throws it out in the flat. It's complete. Over the 45-yard line and hit out of bounds. What a job. Keith Carroll got the ball over his shoulder and hit out of bounds by Pat Gaskell, along with some help by Ron Manu. And they banged him hard. Had a little help from Butch Caston as well. And Caston is an interesting story. He's just in from Italy to play.
Well, I didn't know that they went out and recruited people like that. That was a very fine play. They sent one receiver deep. He took the cornerback with him. Then they just had somebody get lost out of the backfield and into the flat pass area, give the pass to him, and let him run for 9 yards. It's a fine first down play by Big Bear.
They put it at the 46-yard line. 2nd down and 6. He fakes a handoff. Dobrowski throws out in the flats. It's intended for the same man, Keith Carroll, but it's badly overthrown. So that will stop the clock with 3:38 to go. Second down and 6. We're in the opening quarter here from Desert High School out on Edwards Air Force Base. You see the clock, 3:38. Out of the lineup with a slight limp, Dion O'Mahony. Might be an ankle. Full house backfield power out of the left-hand side. Doborowski fakes the draw, swings it out to the right-hand side, and boy, it's incomplete again to Keith Carroll. Carroll went out, had to turn around and jitterbug it momentarily, and the ball badly overthrown. And Doborowski, that came into this ball game with some high credentials, having difficulty putting it on target.
Well, that's twice now he's overthrown a man who was wide open in the flat pass zone. What Big Bear is doing on that play, they have a play-action fake to one of the players into the middle. That freezes the linebackers and opens it up for that running back just sifting out of the backfield and into the flat pass zone.
Caston is the deep man. Doborowski gets a wobbly punt. Caston comes over to the near side, catches it on the run at the 21, goes straight ahead out to the 26-yard line, just put his head down and got the yardage that he needed. He just ran right straight ahead. And up on the special teams, Alan Azil hit him head on. He had a little bit of help from a bunch of other guys, along with Steve Berry and Tom Deal as well. So from the 26-yard line, the Scorpions once again will set up offense, try to get some action offensively and get some first downs. Teams are extremely evenly matched, at least the way they appear here in the first quarter. Frank Hernandez wide to the right-hand side, double tight end Joe Bill Dryden and Ronald Manu on each side. Caston's back into the tailblock, and a big hole, and in the clear is Gaskell. Gaskell is over the 50, the 45, the 40, and hit down at the 35-yard line. What a job by Pat Gaskell. 5'10", 165 pounds, and that's the first time in the ball game that somebody really opened up some holes. Gaskell went to the right on some great faking by Scott Sands, then broke back to the left-hand side, and he was in the clear. They had to catch him from behind, but a first down for those Scorpions.
Fine.
Mike, excuse me, while we have a break in the field with an injured Bear on the field, let's take a timeout with the score. It's the Scorpions nothing and the Bears nothing.
Each lunchtime at McDonald's, they do it all for you. For a quick, economical, satisfying meal at midday, you just can't beat McDonald's. Stop in and enjoy their famous Big Mac with golden brown French fries and a nice cold Coca-Cola. Or choose whatever strikes your fancy from the wide variety on the menu. When you think about it, it's nice to be able to pick up your dinner with a smile in almost no time at all, so you could sit back and relax in a McDonald's comfortable dining area, or carry out your order and have lunch in the park, at your desk, or wherever you wish. It's true, at McDonald's, they do it all for you.
And the Bear football player out on the field is being helped off. And that is a real tough guy from Big Bear, and he was really banged around on the special teams. That is Tony Robillard. Robillard on the special teams. The Scorpions with great field position at the 36. Sands gives it off on a handoff. Oh, and has he ever hit right away as Butch Gaston is nailed near the line of scrimmage, and there wasn't much running room at all. He tried to get in behind a block of Chris Petroff is in there now, 5'11", 170-pound junior. And tight end Ron Mano.
Looks like there's a penalty flag on the play. It might be somebody grabbed a face mask when they were catching him. There was really no chance. It's a shame because Big Bear really defends the play well. It was a sprint drop, but there just was no hole for Gaston after he got the ball. There was no place for him to go, and the Big Bear defenders were able to tackle Gaston before he got a chance to get up ahead of steam towards the line of scrimmage.
The referee signals first down thanks to that face mask penalty down to the 22. And the deepest penetration so far in the ball game by either team, the Scorpions are threatening as Milton Johnson wide to the far side. They'll have Gaskell and Gaskell in, and they give it off to the left-hand side, and he just rips over the left-hand side inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Good hard run. Gaskell just looking for the hole, and he gets one. Butch Gaston, 5'11", 175-pound junior. They have a Caston and a Gaskell. They almost rhyme. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the opening quarter, and the Scorpions are making a move. Frank Hernandez to the far side. Moyes on the bench. So Gaskell And Caston, and here they're faking the draw, and they'll hand it off straight ahead down near the 15-yard line. And that is Pat Gaskell getting up from off of the ball, 5'10", 165, a senior. He goes right up over Sergio Garcia, David Pence, and Gerald Kaiser. The guards in the center, right down the middle. He spotted just outside the 15. 1 minute and 27 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Hernandez to the far side. Gaskell, the fullback, and Caston, the I-back. A lot of movement defensively. They'll give it off to the fullback right away. That's Gaskell, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Not much running room at all. Gerald Kaiser hounds the ground in disgust because evidently it might have been on the Scorpions.
Well, there's a situation where it's a dead ball foul, and it was an illegal procedure on the side of the Desert Scorpions. That's a really bad mistake for Desert. They had a drive going, 3rd and 2. You have a lot of confidence in being able to make a 3rd and 2. A 3rd and 7, though, is a lot more difficult, especially when you're this close to the other team's end zone. And they had a good drive going. They seem to be opening some holes, but now they might have to go to the arm of Sands, and the coach might be just a little bit wary to do that.
They have Mike Moy back in at the I-back position. He's the tailback. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see it go to him, or here also pass. Sands fumbles a snap, throws for the corner. It's a high arcing ball, and it is almost intercepted in the corner. It goes incomplete, one-on-one coverage. And what a job they had, step for step, right into the corner. Hernandez was in behind the secondary, Steve Berry, but Berry got position on him and almost picked it off.
Well, Sands showed some inexperience there. He didn't put the ball far enough out to give his receiver a better chance at the ball, especially since his receiver was shorter than the cornerback. If he'd put a little bit more arc on it and put it a little farther into the end zone, that ball might have been complete. That is a very good pass to throw on a 3rd and 7 like that when you do get man-on-man coverage.
Now Hernandez goes to the far side. Manu and Joe Bill Dryden, the tight ends. 4th and 7, they're going to go for it. He'll probably be throwing it again. Here's Sands dropping deep. Sets up, swings it out to Moy. He's got it. Moy tries to look for some room, but he doesn't have enough, and he's going to be hit down short of the first down by a long shot. He'll be near the 17-yard line, and that's not a real bad play to try to set up. They got it to their bread and butter man, Moy. That's the workhorse. However, he just couldn't get a wall of blockers.
Well, like you said, it is a good play for Moy. He's a man you can depend on. They get the ball outside to him with a couple blockers in front of him, let him use his running ability. He doesn't have to find a hole. There should be one out there. The ball was thrown a little bit behind Moy. He had to spin to catch the ball, and that might have made him adjust too much before he could pick up the ball and run.
From the 18-yard line now, here comes Carroll in motion. They'll hand it off to their tailback, and oh, has he ever hit when he comes across the line of scrimmage. Jesmer, the outside linebacker, 5'9", 155 junior, and hit him a good lick just when he came out of the backfield. LaCroix runs very quick off the ball, great acceleration, but he ran into Jesmer, and Jesmer hits him like he's a much bigger guy. Now Chip Johnson, 5'10", 200-pound senior, comes limping off the field, but he's saved by the gun, because I don't think with the way he was limping he would have got off to the sideline, and the gun went off just in time. From out here at Desert, the score, Desert nothing, Big Bear nothing.
Carpenter's Real Estate is delighted to announce that Concord Estates are now available with 11% financing and a home trade-in plan. Each Concord home is situated on a full 1-acre view site high on the Anaverdi Hills. These spacious 2,000-plus square feet homes have every luxury and convenience for elegant executive living. And they're now available from $155,000 with 11% interest financing over 29.5 years with fixed 15-year interest. So ask the Carpenter Real Estate professionals for full details for Concord Estates. Open daily 10 to 5 at the AV Freeway on the Avenue S exit.
Thank you, Michael. Sounds like a pretty good deal, doesn't it?
Well, not on my salary, it isn't.
From the 23, getting ready to go in the second quarter. 2nd down and 6. Doborowski, 6'3", 170-pound senior, has him in the eye. Deal and LaCroix in behind him. Full house backfield now. They send Carroll in motion. They'll give it back to LaCroix. LaCroix is hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage, but he has pretty good yardage out near about the 29-yard line. Slithering away. He's only 5'7", 155. KOTE Lancaster on the high school football game of the week. Tomorrow, down at Vista High School as Palomar College will be hosting the Marauders.
Well, that'll be the first college game I've done in about 2 years. It'll be interesting to see if it's still the same old story for the Marauders. Just a great defense and then an off and on offense, and they're going to be facing a tough Palomar College team tomorrow night.
At the 30-yard line, first down for the Bears. Inside handoff, and they go to Deal, and he is banged down as he crosses the line of scrimmage and out near the 35-yard line. Good job by Manu and Nolan, the middle linebackers. A little bit of help defensively by Tony Embry, defensive end, when he crossed into that zone. Of course, there is a very intense Scorpion football team. They want some action. They'll cheer on this football team all night. So it's second down and 4. Carroll in motion to the near side. They'll go off to LaCroix. He tries it over left tackle, and he's going to be belted down short of the first down by about a yard or so. Good pursuit as those Scorpions play a job of defense. They'll hit you. Andrew Nolan, a junior, got a good part of the ball carrier that time. And they are about a yard shy of the first down. It's third down and 1. Ball at the 39-yard line. Offensively, Joel DeVos, 5'9", 140-pound senior, comes in as a split end for the Bears. And immediately he'll set up to the right. Power I to the right-hand side. They'll be running that way. It looks as though. Third and 1. Now Carroll comes in motion to this side. They'll go off to their tailback, and the quarterback keeps it, and he runs for the first down. Tony Dobrowski rolled out on a good fake to the inside to Deal and had a good hold of the outside for the first down with plenty to spare.
That's where you get that multiple offense coming in, Bob. It gives a chance. It gives him a lot of people that he can fake a handoff to. And when it's third and 1, the defense is reacting usually to the first fake, and that gives the quarterback a chance, if he can get outside, to get the first down. Both teams are looking a little more impressive in their recent drives offensively. They're opening some holes. The offensive line is getting some charge into the defensive line.
The lone safety is Butch Caston from Italy. And they'll go right up the middle, and boy, they hit fast. Great acceleration off the ball as they come right near midfield on a good hit by Keith Carroll, running straight ahead. And Tony Robillard, the fullback, at 6 foot, 160 pounds, he's in giving Tom Deal a little rest now as a fullback. They'll alternate in and out, so Deal, LaCroix, and Carroll will be their prime ball carriers. LaCroix stays back in as the I-back. Power I. Second down and 3 with 9:38 to go. And there's Dobrowski throwing, and is caught by Carroll out over the 50. Going to be hit down and runs for daylight all the way down to about the 31-yard line before they hit him out of bounds. Great job by Keith Carroll. Oh, he got himself open out in the right flank. And Dobrowski put the ball right on the hands. He got a couple of blockers downfield, and he rolled for the first down to about the 33.
That's what makes that kind of play so effective. You get the ball to a man like Carroll, who does run well in the open field, and it's just a flat pass. You can complete it almost 90% of the time if the quarterback's on. He just uses some open field moves and makes a 20-yard play out of a 5-yard pass.
First down and 10 with 9:22 to go. And here's the inside handoff, and boy, there is LaCroix running to the outside. Correction, that's Robillard. Robillard is inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line, and what a hit by James Robinson, 6 foot 190, a senior. He had to catch up with him, otherwise he might have gone all the way. So great blocking up front by the wall of the Bears. Bumstead, Manning, Lemma, Davis, and Caldwell. They're opening up some gapping holes as we come to the 9-minute mark. Spot the ball at about the 19. Dobrowski has him in the full house backfield. They put Carroll in motion to the right. And here is a rollout to the right-hand side. The quarterback keeps the ball, and he's going to be belted on down near the 15-yard line. Dobrowski, beautiful job of faking. He seems to freeze the linebackers there, and they're getting all kinds of time.
Well, he does such a fine job of, after putting the ball into the stomach of the man that he's faking to, one of the running backs, he gets the ball back on his hip, a lot like you used to see Roman Gabriel do many years ago. He hides the ball very well, and the linebackers just can't be sure, and they freeze for a moment, and that gives him an opportunity to get outside.
The Bears break the huddle and come out with 8:49 to go. Second down and 6. Dobrowski, the mix-up on the handoff, and the Scorpions stay right there, and they're going to bang him on down with not much running room at all. They could see that one coming in Deal. didn't have any room. That's Tom Deal, 6 foot 170. They alternate with Robillard in at fullback. 3rd down and 6. We have the first time out on the field by the Desert Scorpions with the score. The Scorpions nothing and the Bears nothing.
For excellence in dining and lodging in the Antelope Valley, it's the Desert Inn Motor Hotel and Restaurant. Enjoy their coffee shop's $5.95 prime rib dinner special each Friday and Saturday night. Don't miss the Sunday morning champagne brunch in the beautiful Granada Room. And relax each evening with dancing and good music. And the Desert Inn can also help with your banquet needs. Have your friends and relatives stay in luxurious lodgings with heated swimming pools and a unique gift counter in the lobby. That's the Desert Inn Motor Hotel and Restaurant, 44219 Sierra Highway.
The Scorpions very wisely called a timeout. Possibly they can break that momentum by the Bears and get their defensive signals all together to find out who's going to take what assignment, because the Bears have been on quite a march. We have no score in the ball game. We're in the second quarter, 8 minutes and 31 seconds to go. On the